Us. Good everyone. Hope everyone's well. Much easier to do, I guess, updates and news like this live, and I guess a lot of ease and less restriction towards editing and stuff like that. So I trust everyone's well. I've just quickly put this out. I quickly put out the message on socials that I'm jumping on live. If some people come on, great. If some people don't, no sweat, no problem at all. I just hope to share this out in a journal format. And it was interesting how I'm thinking about a lot of stuff of late in regards to obviously the 50-man KUMITE, and wanted to, I guess, journal it to the masses in respect of what's happening. It helps me, and I appreciate others, and more so the amount of messages and support many have written back since we announced it via the World Zen-Kyokushin Australia, Shihan Billy and Kyoshi Phillips, and their ongoing support with it and what's happening. So 44 days until the dance, October 22nd at the camp of World Zen-Kyokushin in Mount Evelyn here in Victoria. And I thought, what a way to just, I guess, again, journal and share the upcoming event, and I guess acknowledge the support, because you see, I get to see people, messaging me and supporting and asking questions, and there's interest, right? And that's cool. I really appreciate it. I like it. I like the flow of moving forward with what's going on in life and where things are at, and people asking questions as well. And yet social media has the messaging option, but to ask questions or to put forward what's been happening in this manner is probably the best for me, because I could talk underwater, which is fair enough. Most of us can. And this is the way I'd like to do it and share, but it also is a starting point to, let people know what's happening and how to, get to the camp as well, because I'm here to help promote the Shihan Billy and Kyoshi camp in October 22nd, as much as they are in supporting me with the 50-man that evening on Saturday night. So what's been happening, what's going on? Some are asking questions, easy to answer this way. And I guess, kill two birds with one stone. So about a year and a half ago, because it was pre-COVID, I was asked by Shihan Billy to attempt the 50-man KUMITE, and it's been a really cool opportunity that's taken a fair bit of time. Now, I say really cool opportunity because I want to share why it means the world to me to have been asked. And I was turning 40, obviously, a couple of years ago, and now I'm 41. But it was going to be a awesome preparation up towards my 40th last year. Yep, 2021. Yep, and obviously COVID hit and all the above. So we've missed our last two camps where we were hoping to do this. So it's been in the making for more than that now. Shit, my maths is incorrect. But Shihan Billy put this forward, and he always puts forward some really cool challenges and tasks and goals, which are inspiring to me, because I need them in my life, as well as the support of my family, my wife, and so on. But so what had happened is I got asked, and then there was no preparation as such because COVID hit. And what ended up happening there was, well, were we preparing for it in that year to do it? But it just kept getting pushed back, and we were uncertain. However, what that does to my mind, and what it did to me, was not piss me off, not get me upset. It just encouraged me, knowing that something is going to be there, something will be there soon, we will get to it. And then in the meantime, where was my energy going to go? Because my energy's gone so much to my students, in helping them, advance them to their Q grades, their Shodan grades, and then with COVID happening, we were all online. So we here in Melbourne were fortunate to get back in November of last year. So we were totally wiped out, but we could continue training and doing online training. So we got back into it November of last year, but we've missed the last two 2020 and 2021 camps under the World Zen-Kyokushin banner. And then Shihan tapped me on the shoulder late last year, December, and said, "Righto, mate, with all things going well, with COVID not interrupting what's ahead, we will be going for the camp again. And in the camp, you will be competing and completing and attempting the 50-man kumite." So up go the shockwaves of, okay, we're back on, which is awesome. And it has been fortunate enough, and I've touched wood 95 million times over the last 18 to 24 months on all things. And I touch wood again that, we are nearly here. We are 6 to 7 odd weeks away for this mighty accomplishment. And I guess, when Shihan put that back to me, we have obviously kept it on the down low, but I had then continued on training and actively training daily, but there is a different type of training, isn't there? It's another world. It's another whole beast of preparing. So you then, I then go into the rabbit hole, I call it, of privately doing what I do and preparing for this. And I probably started intensely 5 weeks ago, 5 to 6 weeks ago. So about 12 weeks out. But I have always lived by the motto that Shihan Bill always said, always be 90% ready no matter what. And he always used to give us a fun story, factual or not, but it's still ingrained in my head to an extent. I mean it respectfully, factual or not, however it was interpreted, obviously, for those out there. But that Sosai Masayama called in Kancho Matsui many, many moons ago, many years ago, obviously, and said to him, "Can you do it?" And Kancho Matsui obviously said, "Us." And then the saying is that, again, factually or not, is that Soso Ayama said to him, "Well, you'll be participating in your 100-man kumite." And that story, again, has always just been ingrained in us and always been Shihan Bill's way of making us shit our pants or be cautious or ready no matter what, a tournament, a camp, a seminar, whatever it may be, a 50-man kumite. Now, obviously the 100 is the ultimate, right, in Kyokushin karate and in full contact karate, and we look up to those heroes, and I certainly have, in those that have completed the 100-man. I mean, it is the ultimate task, as well as winning a world championship. And we have close lineage, fortunately, with our very own here in Australia, Shihan Jadri, completing his 100-man in Japan. And he took us on that journey, which was amazing, via his documentary. And I was fortunate to be closely behind the scenes of that via Anton Kafka, rest in peace, Anton. And Anton and I used to, and I was in the media world in sales, and we would sit for coffees and discuss certain ways of how this can be marketed, promoted, endorsed, and recognized around the world. And I was fortunate to have a fair amount of time with Anton and his team there regarding that side of the puzzle. Obviously not the puzzle of Judd preparing like a machine for his 100 and accomplishing it with high distinction, as he always does. But the many other the many others that have achieved the 100-man kumite is just, we all, well, I say we all grew up with it, but 22 years of training Kyokushin, you grow up fascinating about it. You grow up or you watch the hours and hours of endless footage. And I share the story that when I first went to Japan in 2004, with Shihan and the team that he had, we went into the Budokan shop, and we were, eye-open rookie, or, I was a rookie as such, a brown, black tag, whatever I was. And the VHS tapes of the illustrious Shohei Matsui and Francisco Filio, and those that had attempted the 100-man kumite were worth in excess of 100 Australian dollars. So 100 Australian dollars to get a VHS tape of that. And it was obviously gospel to have that. It was just a no-brainer that you needed that resource in your life if you were going to train Kyokushin. And we were fortunate. We all put in money and got the tape, and obviously, used it as reference as many times as we could in the dojo. And Shihan Billy had his tapes, and again, VHS. So there was fast forwarding, stopping, starting, the tape being lost. One student had it, another student had it. Can we have it back? And obviously, we used it as inspiration. And those words get, I think, used, very light or very common. But it truly was inspirational to see those accomplishments and to hear those stories. And I think that's what the mystique of Kyokushin was so fascinating to me, to see, these camps and these legends fighting, and these 100-man kumite accomplishments and 50-man accomplishments of the senior belts. Mostly we're always in that. And currently I've got in my channel that I watch with YouTube, I always reference Matsui, Kancho Matsui's 50-man, or Daigo Soshi Oishi Shihan from Kyokushin's 50. There's multiple Australian Shihan senseis and Shihans, and shout out to Shihan Mark Tyson, Sensei Dave, Sensei Frank Cirillo from the AKKA group. They've put their journey of their 50-man up, and it's inspiring stuff, and I needed to share that with them. If they're watching, a big us to you all, 3 or 4, however many I've been watching. But I'm on that mission of attaining as much as I can to honor all of them. And the biggest one of all is my Shihan Bill, who did his 50 under Hanshi Eddie Emin. And Kyoshi Jimmy Phillips was the first, along with, excuse my knowledge here, and I'll probably get it wrong, but excuse me to all those out there. I think it was Shihan Jimmy Phillips, Shihan Gary Vickers, and I'm not getting Tony Bowden, Shihan Tony Bowden. These guys are pioneers, legends of Australian Kyokushin karate, and they were the first to complete that under Hanshi John Taylor. And Kyoshi Jimmy Phillips is called, obviously, he's a mentor of mine, and in a way, and he shared his days of that experience, and I'm just blessed to be able to, be in that conversation. And now it's an almighty task ahead, isn't it? So there is some honorary legends that have accomplished this here in Australia, and I'm sincerely blessed to honor that. I just feel that gets missed. It gets neglected, of the pioneers that set foot for us to have this opportunity and for the future of it. I'm just so thankful to be under them, and then be under that legacy of potentially completing it, and more, first and foremost, attempting it. So, these things are way, way, way in my head, way before I've even started to train for it or put my mind to it. And, you have the likes of Shihan Cameron Quinn, and he's referencing, and his books, and again, many other greats. And this word has to be used a lot more, I feel, in Australian Kyokushin. These guys, these legends, these names, there's so many. And I try to do honor and to them regarding the Kyokushin Shuffle podcast, when I was, going through that. Well, we were all going through that time of lockdown here in Australia, but more so Melbourne, which gave me therapeutic release mentally, towards chatting to these legends of Kyokushin, and the females and males that I spoke to all had a fantastic story behind their chapter and their journey. So, we get towards, I guess, the middle of this year, and Shihan Billy said, listen, this is happening. We're committing to the camp 100%. and you got to get your butt into gear. And thankfully so, and blessed that I train actively and I'm daily, working with my students and staying fit, healthy, and strong. However, there is another level to it, obviously, and there's levels to this game, and that's the fortune of YouTube and these types of social media platforms that allow me to investigate, research. And I was chatting to Kyoshi Jimmy just the other day about, we slash the generation now don't have the fortune of the great Blitz martial arts magazine, where lots of stories and interviews and photography were put forward in our presence to acknowledge these accomplishments of champions and legends and across all different martial arts. We no longer have that. We have a different platform like this that allows many to watch, see, reference, critique, gesture, and all those things that come with it. And in sharing that with Kyoshi Jimmy, he had a double page spread, which I'll share in more of these types of journals that I'm doing leading into the 50, to again acknowledge and represent the past. So, when the tap came from Shihan, I flick a switch. I'm pretty stubborn in regards to my way of training mindset, and stubborn meaning it's one way and it's that way. And get on the bus and go. And I've been so blessed with many mentors and coaches and family and so on that we have just been a one-way machine in regards to life. And my family, my dad's background and my mum's background, coming from Chile 50 odd years ago, and not a bar of English, to my brother, and his businesses, and it's one way. And when the tap came, it was one way. It was locked and loaded, and blessed my wife Alila and my kids, but more so Alila, going, okay. And I needed, I guess, someone else. I don't know who I needed, to be honest, but I needed someone else other than Kyoshi and Shihan Bill, gesturing what's in front of me. And my wife said, right. And she's a personal trainer, Pilates instructor, nutritional expert in her field of the last 15 years. And she said, you got to work with a personal trainer. You need a trainer. And I've always denied it. I'm sure many of us that are probably listening have always gone, yeah, well, I'm not quite sure who I need or what support I need. It's all there. I'll be fine. That's the stubbornness in me, and that's cool. It goes two ways, right? Up or down. And fortunately for Alila's support, she knew multiple trainers via her contacts, and we connected with one, Ben, who I'll pump up a little bit more, and I'll get him on a chat very soon. And he's been fantastic in the last 6 weeks, or probably 5 to 6 weeks. We've gone once to twice a week. And again, it was more someone putting a program totally separate towards my knowledge, totally separate towards what's going on. He's a combat trainer, for athletes, fighting combat athletes. And so I can't wait to pump him up a little bit more in sharing what we've been doing, how he's been helping me. And that's been a win. Then, you appoint that, then you get into, I guess, my own personal stuff, which I do daily. Again, I'll share more later as to what I do daily for those that have asked and have got an interest towards this. So there's daily stuff, there's weekly segments, like as in the dojo is just constant, so I'm there consistently, and then it comes to what most are seeing and would love to attend, but they write back saying they can and can't, which is the 50 rounds that we do at the Nunawading dojo. And that's been happening now. So many are like, oh, is that just a one-off? No, we've been doing that now for over a year and a half. And again, that was in lead of the 50 that I was going to do a year and a half ago. Then it got shut down. Then we opened up. Then we jumped in the 50s. And now we're probably up to, I'm going to say 20. So 20 Saturdays, 20 times we've done it on Saturdays, which nearly equals 1,000 rounds, right? So I've always been an advocate of the banking system, which is depositing, that form of mentality of depositing money, but depositing training and hours and putting that in, but training smarter as well as harder, obviously, but smarter in respect of what's, the body going to take in its toll. So those that have been a part of the 50 rounds in our dojo, and there's many in a state that I'm laughing because, man, we'd love for everyone to come down, and I've kept it within that anywhere between 14 to 20 students, including mine and guests, and so lucky to have Australian champions, international champions pop down. We've helped them in their preparation of potential tournament or gradings, and they've helped myself and my students, and that's a two-way street, and that we're so lucky. And I think that one Kyokushin language needs to be spoken more about, because it's all in, I feel, and our generation and our forefathers that have given us this pathway have all been under one banner until the last 20 odd years since I've started here in Australia. But that aside, we have been fortunate to have got through all of those 50 rounds, everyone stronger, fitter, better, faster, tougher, mentally, physically, spiritually, right? Win-win. Win-win. And to the senseis and shihans of those dojos that have allowed their students to come down and work out and get better and learn more, thank you very much. It's all added up. It's all respect back. So, day-to-day stuff, personal coach helping me with specific weight training, combat-specific stuff, 50 rounds, dojo training, which is day in, day out. But again, that's a lot of my time is helping my students and so on, first and foremost. And then keeping nutrition towards, what's happening with your body, because you don't want to go the wrong way, and you don't want to, ruin, I guess, that 90% ready approach. So that's been consistent. That's been good. No problems there. I have a home gym here, so I get to do my things. I'll share a bit more on that and how I've challenged myself there. And then it gets to, I guess, that 12 weeks out of, okay, well, where do I start? All right. So we've got all these things happening, and all these things are challenging: time, family, commitments, and all the above. So we've been very fortunate and blessed that in our household here, and that's the first and foremost, is that my wife has supported me 100,000%. Get that tick first. And obviously she's even been a part of it with her training with me. And then it comes down to students, Shihans, Kyoshi, everyone else backing me on it, always checking in, cool messages back and forth, support from others, calls that are specific to the goal and task ahead. And now we're 7 weeks out. So that's just to share a little bit of what's going on. I'll share more of the journey moving forward. I wanted to then, make sure that this is, an avenue for others to get motivated, get off their ass, aim high, go as far as you can, talk to others, surround yourself with good people that are part of, understanding your life and the way you're going forward and straight, and you will accomplish whatever the hell you want to accomplish. And you hear all these people say that, and I'm obviously, in the motivation space of listening and, hearing everyone. And when you set yourself that goal, you have to, fail to plan or plan to fail, right? And I'm diligent with that. And you got to tick off as much things as you can, but don't procrastinate. You got to keep going forward. You got to keep moving. You got to surround yourself with those people. You got to get messages from certain people that motivate and inspire you. If you're not around those types of people, it can be a bit of a roller coaster effect. So we are 7 weeks out, and I hope this gives people a little bit of a taste and a bit of a idea of what's going on moving forward for the next 44 days. And to the Shodans, the black belts and above that are going to be at the camp, awesome. I much appreciate everyone committing to Kyoshi and Shihan Jimmy's camp and the night. It's going to be special. It's going to be awesome. Try Booking has it all there for you if you need to register or send me a message. We are encouraging all groups to attend. This is a special occasion. Soshi Hasegawa, the head of World Zen-Kyokushin in Japan, is attending, which is another, as you can hear, shitting bricks presence of one of the best to ever do it, and one of the best leaders in Kyokushin at the moment. And those types of things don't distract me. I guess they just motivate me and honor this a little bit more. Not a little bit more, obviously a lot more. And I can't wait. So there's a bit of a take, 25 minutes of blabble, but again, this vlog, this journey, I will be a little bit more consistent on social medias in sharing the training moving forward. Love a good surf. Love being out here on the surf coast here in Victoria. We're now about an hour out of the Melbourne CBD. I'm 5 minutes from our local beach. The weather here is getting better, meaning it's spring. It was 19, 20 degrees yesterday. Half an hour in the ocean. Yes, I wear my wetsuit, but the water is just therapeutic. Helps me out so much. Getting a surf in is a cherry on top. So different training in summary going on. I'll share a little bit now just to finish off. So we are consistent with our 25-minute daily workout, whether it's light weights, repetitive weights, basic fundamental motor skill weights, 5 to 10 minutes on the kick bag, which is not a heavy bag. It's just a spring bag that is on a base that I've got at home. I'll show more footage of that. Standard push-up, sit-up, squats, 101, 100, 100, hundreds. We call it hundreds, 3 by 100. That's consistent. And then plus daily walks. Then you go into specific training, weight, that is with a personal trainer, with an elite, knowledgeable weight trainer, Ben, who again I'll get on. I'll share more. I think he has so much to offer to many of us in combat sports, more so in Kyokushin. Many will get a taste of him, but let me use his knowledge and skills firstly before I pass him on to many others. Then we get into the dojo, our 50 rounds that have been consistent, shin pads, gloves, cardio, stamina is a no-brainer. It's cardio is king, I call in Kyokushin. Cardio is king, footwork is king, and then the Mayweather concept, try not to get hit. That'll save a lot of energy as well. So there's some 5 key things that are happening. The other side of it is, which is as important, stretching, hitting the baseball bat against the shins, hitting the baseball bat against the forearms, and not pounding, just that continuous tapping. 15 minutes of that per night, 15 minutes of stretching per night, 15 minutes of, watching and manifesting and visualizing, those that have done the 100-man, the 50-man, watching their expertise and knowledge of how they are approaching their defense, their offense, their timing, and then reading. I read as often as I can, but it's quick, it's short, it's sharp. I'm not a reader of a full book in a week, but I reference a lot of Shihan Cameron Quinn's books, Sosai Masayama's books. I've got my blueprint here from Shihan Cameron Quinn training logbook. You've got to always make sure you log stuff, make sure it's on point, make sure the journey is you're on the right path, the plan looks well. And then lastly has been, starting now, the tactical side of it, seeing that it's going to be full contact. There are some that have done shin pads, gloves for 100-man. There's been some relevant explanations behind it, but I've got to be honest, it's each to their own. Judd Reed did it full contact. Kazumi, I think, had shin pads. Filio did it full contact. Matsui full contact. Shihan Takuma, our 3-time world champ, did it with gloves and shin pads. And the hits are harder with shin pads, gloves. There's no pulling back. So you're wearing and getting a lot of heavy hits. And then those that are wearing full contact, not wearing shin pads, gloves, still hit bloody hard, but I guess it might be a bit limited. So there's these factors to weigh up, to take into consideration. But to be brutally honest, full steam ahead. mentally. The last trick of all, when you're going through all these things that I've just shared with you in 30 minutes, is must laugh. Must laugh at the end of the day, or at the beginning of the day, or at the middle of the day. You have to obviously put your gratitude stuff down. Be thankful, be gratitude to students, Shihans, Kyoshis, Soshis, all these legends in your life, your wife, your kids, your arms, your legs, your eyes, your ears, your health and well-being. Things opened up. You put your gratitude down, and then you always go to sleep laughing. Whether it's a clip of some sort, whether it's a YouTube something, a Instagram something, comedy, the best medicine is laughter. And from here on, I hope you all enjoy the vlog, the journey ahead. I'll be doing them just like this. If anyone watches, amazing. If no one does, I'll look back on these personally and look forward to, seeing how I grew from it, how I matured from it, and how I continue the legacy of Kyokushin here in Australia to be strong, like our forefathers have left for us. We have a job to do, and I hope I'm a part of that as well. A big wish to you all. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions, jump on my social medias, no problem at all. It keeps me it keeps me going. It keeps me motivated. It gets my juices flowing. However, there'll be more blogs. I'll update as I go. You'll see more of my training. I hope it inspires others. And as Hanchi Tino Sobrano said, I hope I inspire, as many as possible before I expire. That's a quote that meant a lot to me, and I hope it does to all of you that are watching. All the best. Take care. A big wish from me. Boom. Keep training hard. Onwards and upwards. Us.